Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the secrets that companies try to bury in a mountain of paperwork. Today we're diving into a report that might just have a little surprise waiting inside, so buckle in. We've got a filing from Evofem Biosciences, Incorporated, a company that has been making some interesting moves. Now usually these reports are a bit of a dry read, but sometimes you find some real gems of information. We're going to cut through the jargon and tell you what this filing really means for the company and its investors. So first off, the company is reporting on its annual meeting that happened on the 26th of November 2025. This is where shareholders get to vote on important company matters. Now, they've got these boxes to check if this report is meant to also cover other kinds of communications. It looks like they did not check any of these boxes. So this is a pretty standard update. And it seems like there are no securities registered under a specific section of the Act at this time. This is something to keep an eye on for companies in growth phases. The big news here is an amendment to the company's foundational document, the Certificate of Incorporation. This was approved by shareholders. What did they approve? A one-time reverse stock split. Now this sounds complicated, but it essentially means they are reducing the number of outstanding shares. The ratio could be anywhere from 1 for 500 to 1 for 1500. Why would a company do this? Often it is to boost the stock price per S-Hair, making it look more attractive to institutional investors or to avoid getting delisted from a stock exchange. The company's board has the discretion to enact this split anytime before late 2026. Importantly, the total number of authorized shares will not change. This section gives us the juicy details from the actual shareholder meeting on the 26th of November 2025. A quorum was definitely present, meaning enough shareholders were represented to make the meeting official. We're talking about nearly 80% of the eligible votes being represented. The first item on the agenda was the election of directors. 4 individuals were nominated for 3-year terms. Let's look at the vote here. For Kim Kamdar PhD, there were over 167 million votes in favour and very few against or withheld. The story is similar for the other nominees like Colin Rutherford, Lisa Rarick and Tony O'Brien. All of them were overwhelmingly elected. This shows strong support from shareholders for the current leadership, or at least their nominees. Next up is Proposal 2A, Say on Pay vote. This is a non-binding advisory vote on the compensation of the company's top executives. The results are in, and the executive compensation was approved by the stockholders. Over 155 million votes were cast in favour. While there were some votes against and abstentions, this indicates general shareholder approval of how the executives are being paid. Then we move to Proposal 3, the approval of the Evofem Biosciences Incorporated 2025 Equity Incentive Plan. This plan allows the company to grant stock options and other equity awards to employees. This plan was also approved by the shareholders with over 161 million votes in favour. This is a common practice to attract and retain talent by giving employees a stake in the company's success. Now we arrive at what is arguably the most significant proposal, Proposal 4. This is the approval of the amendment to authorize that reverse stock split we talked about earlier. This proposal required a majority vote from all classes of stock voting together, and also from each class voting separately. The results show strong support for this measure with over 171 million votes in favour when combining common stock Series E-1 and Series G-1. The separate votes for Series E-1 and Series G-1 preferred stock also show approval. This confirms the company's intention to proceed with the reverse stock split, likely to make the stock price more appealing. Proposal 5 is about ratifying the appointment of BPM LLP as the company's independent registered public accounting firm for the year ending the 31st of December 2025. It looks like shareholders are happy with the choice. Over 210 million votes were cast in favour of ratifying BPM LLP's appointment. This is a crucial step for financial transparency and investor confidence. Finally, Proposal 6. It seems like because all other proposals were approved and a quorum was present, no vote was actually required or taken for this one. This might indicate it was a procedural or backup item. And that brings us to the end of the main business of the report. Under exhibits, they've included a cover page interactive data file embedded in the inline XBRL document. This is standard for making the data machine readable. Now, taking a step back and looking at this filing from a broader perspective, Evofem Biosciences Incorporated is clearly making strategic moves to manage its stock's market perception and retain investor interest. The approved reverse stock split is a significant indicator of their intent to maintain a certain stock price, which can be crucial for continued listing on exchanges and attracting serious investors. The overwhelming support for director elections and the incentive plan suggests that the current management and their strategies have the backing of a majority of their shareholders. The approval of the auditor is also a positive sign of operational stability. While the report doesn't give us a deep dive into the financials themselves, it paints a picture of a company actively managing its corporate structure and investor relations. The true test will be how this reverse split impacts the stock's performance and whether it leads to increased trading activity or attracts the kind of investment they are seeking. We'll have to watch closely to see if this move breathes new life into the stock or if it is just a cosmetic change. Alright, that is our breakdown of Evofem Biosciences Incorporated latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think the reverse stock split is a smart move? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord link in the description. We have a great community there discussing these kinds of insights. Thanks for watching. See you next time.